to the 30, to the 20. He can go all the way to the 10.
Know what's going on? Come on now.
Clocking out, I had to drop you on your YouTube scroller. Call up Money Junkie, we done got the conversation rolling. Hit up Blue and ask him which one his parlay's going. Call a couple hours.
Hey, welcome in everybody, and we'd like to thank y'all for clicking in on another episode of Conversation Junkies. Before we get into the video, we'd like to ask that y'all like, comment, and subscribe down at the bottom of the video, and let's go, man. You know, today I'd like to welcome in, it's your boy Blue, we got my boy
Money Junkie,
and we'd like to thank y'all for welcoming another very special guest and a close friend of ours, Mitchell, right here.
You know what I'm saying? Money making Mitch.
Yes, sir.
Money making Mitch. Let's get it.
We got y'all boys in here. We're going to talk about some sports. Today, we're going to start it off and jump it in with Ohio State beating Notre Dame 34-23. So, I'm just jump straight in it, man. How y'all feel about the game? It's fresh on our heads.
Yeah, go ahead. Special guest, get into it.
Shit, really, the score of that game don't really tell the story of that game, man. Ohio State, they really dominated that game. You know, Riley Leonard, he tried his best to come back, you know, lead his team from down. How much they were down? Like 21? 21
yeah, about 21 points, yeah.
I mean, but at that point,
it was
it was too late. I mean, that first drive, they was killing it. That first drive, it was too many 4th and 1s though. It was too many 4th downs. They punted the ball too much.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Ohio State was too much for them boys to handle. And
yeah,
you see how the score turned out. So
Money Junkie.
big time players make big time plays. Although, like he said, the score don't show the real outcome of the game. First quarter, I thought Notre Dame was gonna make this up. I thought they were gonna make it a ball game. They had the ball for 9 minutes and 52 seconds, I think. Damn near 10 minutes of the first quarter. But Ohio State got that ball and drove right down the field almost every time they had the ball. But in the fourth quarter, second half, Notre Dame defense did make big time plays when they needed to. Got a stop, got a fumble, and they even held up when they needed to. But Notre Dame couldn't punch it in the end zone when they got the ball back. So that's why I say big time players gonna make their big time plays.
Yeah, I agree. Over and all, I have to say about the game, I like to say for Notre Dame to be as unmatched as they were as far as level of skill across the board. For the first half, they did kind of, you know, let possessions get out of hand. They came back. The defense, that kick by number 98 on Notre Dame's side, that was a big time kick that they missed.
Yeah,
as far as like, especially towards the end of the game when Greathouse made those last 2 touchdowns to bring them back within what 8 points.
Yeah.
Within 8 points, that three that would have made that would have made a big difference. So over and all, I have to say shout out to Ohio State for winning.
Yeah. National champs.
Over and all, I have to say just some key players about that game. That quarterback, number 18.
Yeah, Will Howard.
Will Howard.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think in the first half, he only missed 1 pass.
Yeah,
and it was a drop.
So, do y'all think he's gonna get kind of like the J.J. McCarthy treatment as far as like where he'll be? Do y'all see him going to the draft? Do y'all see him going to the NFL?
I see him going to the draft. I see him as like the highest, maybe a third round pick.
Okay, I see. So you give him kind of like that Malik Willis level of draft status. Okay.
Honestly, it's just like it's not really a quarterback heavy draft.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not many guys that's gonna go first round.
There's a lot of young quarterbacks already in the league.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That is, yeah.
Overall, I feel like Notre Dame. First, I'm just surprised at how they beat Georgia like that. The fact that they even got there, I feel like just goes to show how the voters did college football playoffs this year. How where basically any team can get kind of a chance to come to the playoffs. I really kind of like how they did that this year, and I hope they keep going with that forward. Just because, you know, like, I don't like how we at the point now where good teams could lose 1, maybe 2 games, and then like you completely out the playoffs. Now it's like everybody still gets a chance to show where they at and not let the regular season be that great of a impact on their record. So, all in all, I have to say shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. With that being said, we gonna now kick into our NFL games.
Switcheroo.
Yeah, we had a crazy week this week.
Before we pop off on a specific game, what was the biggest upset for y'all?
I mean, it's
gotta be
obvious.
the
Commanders.
Washington. Yeah, it's gotta be Washington.
That boy JD.
All right. So with that being said,
we agree with that one. Let's go ahead and get into that one.
So we got Washington going into Detroit and pulling the upset, 45-31, man. Mitch, you the guest, man. Tell us about how you feel about it.
I mean, of course, I think like everybody else, we went into the game thinking, not that it was going to be a dog walk in the park. But, I mean, Detroit, arguably the best team in the league.
The better team.
I'm talking about the best team in the league. And they came in there and beat them, not in a dominant way, but in a, it was a statement win.
Yeah, right.
It was a statement win. So it ain't like, it wasn't on no, last second field. Like, they went in there and they took over. Jaden Daniels.
Walking your trap take.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm biased to you. You're an LSU, you're an LSU alumni, so I'm biased to you. You got the Heisman. Now you finna get Rookie of the Year. You might win a Super Bowl. I'm supporting you all the way, baby.
We gonna get into the next week matchups in a minute, but give me your overall thoughts on the game.
My overall thoughts of the game, them defense played lights out. That old man, Bobby Wagner, he was there on every play. He had a great game. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, he turned the ball over.
Yeah.
Turnovers will cost you in the playoffs. This ain't a regular season game.
Jared, I'm just give you the stats before you keep going. Jared Goff, 23 for 40, 313 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions. I ain't gonna blame the last one on you. That's the last play of the game. But also, J-Mo threw a pick too. You know what I'm saying?
He did throw a pick.
So it's like, and then on that specific play, J-Mo, you can't throw that. Just run it or take the sack, something. But you can't force it. It was 3 men down there. You still threw the ball. Fuck it. That's how we
I
run it.
have to say, I mean, we gonna talk about Ben Johnson later, but we gotta get that on the offensive coordinator because y'all still are within chance of winning that ball game at the time. Like, what kind of play call was that? To give a reverse handoff to the receiver for him to throw it?
Okay, but even you still a playmaker. If it's 3 defenders down there, don't throw that. Go run out.
That's the point. Like, who calls that play in that time period? I'm just saying, maybe he was just ready to get up out of there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But personally, I have to say that Jaden Daniels, he definitely is on. It's too far for MVP valid, but as far as like everything that's up and come, he's definitely looking like he's gonna be that guy. He threw for 22 for 31, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. I mean, when you get to the playoffs,
as a rookie,
yeah, I mean he's not even playing like a rookie at this point. He put up 45 points, and granted the Lions' defenses were kind of depleted at this point in the season, but all in all, they still put up 31 points, and up until this point, it hasn't looked like that defense has struggled with all of those injuries. So
because usually it's flop-sided.
It's flop-sided.
Don't forget Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions in the game, and they still won.
But I mean, according to the stats, and when you look at the game, the offense was never the problem. But you would expect, at home, especially with the home stadium, like how the Detroit Lions fans are gonna be, like that would kind of play some sort of factor in the, in the team coming into your house, like it's just surprising to see that for him as a rookie, like he didn't have no type of shaking his game, and then we see other quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, almost 3-time MVPs, going there and just like looking like a deer in headlights. So I have to give it to him though.
For sure.
Threw for 300 touchdowns. Had 16 carries for another 51.
And that's what really be killing them. Sometimes they don't even have quarterback option plays. He just make plays.
Right.
That's just what he is. He's just a playmaker.
He does. And one of our previous episodes, I commented. I said, as far as the young quarterbacks that are coming in our focus now, I have to say C.J. Stroud is probably the closest I give to Patrick Mahomes, but from what I've been seeing from Jaden Daniels so far, like he looks like another clutch, like quarterback you
sure.
have to worry about. Especially being in the NFC where it's not really a lot of good quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he's gonna be a problem for that NFC to come.
For sure.
So shout out to
And
Jaden
I also
Daniels.
said last episode, I said if the game is close, Jaden Daniels gonna pull it out. And the game wasn't close, but it wasn't on their side. They were on the other side.
Yeah, I have to get some. Yep. I learned when he played the Falcons, I was like, oh yeah, it's not a good look for us. With that being said, shout out to Jaden Daniels, LSU alumni for my boy. And
if they win the Super Bowl, he gonna get him an MVP, Rookie of the Year, and a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, I mean right now, just based off of everything. All right, so what would y'all say his rookie year is ranked with like other all-time rookie seasons?
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The only time I've ever seen, another rookie win the Super Bowl was Big Ben. 2005.
Okay, I get it to you. I just asked just because just last year, they said CJ was having arguably the greatest rookie season of all time, and then like everything is microwave instant. Like you only remember the most recent thing you just seen, so now everybody's saying it's Jaden Daniels. But if you looking at the stats compared to where they getting at, could you say that Big Ben stats was just as good?
He definitely had more yards throwing. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah, he was never a runner.
Big Ben a scramble.
He is scrambling,
but he's scrambling to throw. Jay is scrambling to
get out of there.
Okay, did Big Ben win his rookie of the year?
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it could arguably be up there then. I have to give it to him. I guess we'll see by the end of this 2024-2025 season
sure.
what happens.
Sure, yeah.
Jaden Daniels, shout out to y'all in the Washington Commanders. Commanders, right? Yeah.
Washington Commanders.
Changed name every 2-3 years. So with that, we gonna go into our next game. We got the Texans losing in Arrowhead to the Kansas City Chiefs, looking like they're about to be three-time champions. Going in losing 24-14. All in all, I guess I'm starting it off by saying that I said it last week. I called it. I said that Texans defense might be able to hold them enough into that game, and long and behold, the Texans, they look like they had competition. Like they were up. I believe at halftime they came into the third quarter. It was like 13-12. I want to say. And as much as I am a Chiefs fan and I root for Patrick Mahomes, I will say this: those were some questionable calls. I'm not gonna be biased about it, but I will say that it was a very close game. The Zebras definitely called them out a couple of times, but at the end of the day, when it comes to championship football, you obviously are always gonna get a calls to the better quarterback just because you've earned it in that situation. And when you in real time, it does actually look like it's helmet to helmet. Granted, when you come back and you show the cameras, it's not that. You gonna give it the 15 at any and every point in time. So at this point, it's just stop complaining about the calls. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But at the same time, I ask y'all this: those calls were not the only factors in the game.
For sure.
They had 7 sacks in the game. George Karlaftis.
8, bro. It was 8
sacks. Excuse me for the audience. I know my stuff. I'm just had a lot of information I'm soaking over.
Oh no.
But 8 sacks. George Karlaftis had I don't want to say career game because I don't see him wreck shop before. But he had 3 sacks in the second half by himself.
He tore the game up.
He tore the game up. And at the same time, they couldn't protect CJ. Granted, when it comes to as far as clutch genes, CJ definitely was putting them in position. The kicker, Fairbairn. Oh yeah, you cut. You cut, brother. Yeah. So I say all of that between special teams, that big run that they had in the first quarter, all the missed field goals, all the sacks, the bad defense, the bad pressure. It comes down to more than a few calls, and that's all I have to say. And you see, when it comes to experience,
I agree. Me personally, I don't think the calls even made a difference. It's only one call I feel like they should have called that hip drop tackle. Because if y'all going to call that in the regular season, you got to call that there. I don't like the hip drop tackle, and this coming from a defensive player. Other than that, them other calls, they didn't matter. They was going to win either way. But other than that, CJ, I didn't think you had a chance without your best players. I think the game would have been totally different if you had all your weapons, your receivers. Granted, your running back, he wasn't even fully healthy. You weren't fully healthy. So going into the end of the season, we all know nobody fully healthy. So it is what it is. But it was still a good game to watch. Patrick Mahomes gonna do what he do. But Travis Kelce, you getting old, but your legs don't work like they used to.
but listen, he had a great game.
Don't get me wrong. He had a great game. Like, he still know how to get open, but he's gonna get run down.
He missed to get open. No, he had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Like that. Like when it comes to the playoffs, he turned into vintage Travis Kelce. Like he always gonna save enough for the playoffs.
Right, but he just getting slow. He still know how to get open.
And that's all you need is a consistent talk. Like look at Gronk with Brady.
He's always gonna be that Patrick Mahomes security blanket.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just how you just said, Rob Gronkowski to Brady. Mm-hmm. That's his safety blanket. You know how to get open. Yeah. That's all I need you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. How you feeling, man? What you
thoughts? All in all, I thought it was a great game. Like you said, it was 13-12 at halftime.
Mm-hmm. Coming into the third.
And shout out to the Chiefs defense, but also, I mean, even though they didn't win, shout out to the fucking Houston defense, bro. Like,
they look good. Will Anderson?
Yeah, man. That man, that's Bernie 2.0 right. But nah, Will Anderson, man, he a dog, man. After watching that game, of course George Karlaftis, man, he a fucking dog too, but they won the game. Yeah. I gotta give some props to the defense. You know what I'm saying?
Before you keep going, I'm gonna just give you these Kansas City stats real quick. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes 16 for 25, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The Chiefs as a team had 22 carries for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. Like if that ain't lockdown defense for them to only score 23 points, like they did their job.
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, CJ Stroud. I mean, if you're looking at the stats, 19 for 28, 187.
And then you got...
He outplayed him.
He did.
He outplayed him.
CJ got 19 for 28, 245, but 0 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But also 0 interceptions.
Right. I mean, when it gets to playoff football, those costly turnovers, that's when it makes the big difference. And, I mean, as you can see, it definitely showed out for the Houston Texans this week, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I know, but I mean, all in all, I have to say the Houston Texans for years to come, it's looking bright for them. I mean,
for sure.
I don't know what they're gonna do. It looked like Tank Dell gonna be out for the whole rest of the next season. I mean, I really hope they sign Stephon Diggs because I feel like for them to be another target alongside Nico Collins, that'll definitely look good for them. I mean, CJ Stroud's still on a rookie contract, so they definitely
they got bread. They
have money for years to come, like next 2-3 years to keep stacking up their team with talent.
You see the damn rebrand. They got the bread.
Yeah, they
got the bread.
Those unis not cheap. But I will have to ask y'all this: with the way that y'all seen the Kansas City Chiefs play,
ain't nobody beating that zebra.
Do y'all think how they looking as far as the AFC?
I mean, honestly, I'm biased. I don't hate the Chiefs, but
I'm with 2 Steelers fans.
I don't hate the Chiefs.
Audience,
I do not hate the Chiefs, but I am a Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen, man.
And that's what we are opposite, because I hate Josh Allen.
I love Josh Allen, man. Just ever since he been at Wyoming, I'm just like this. I mean, he's the definition of a dog.
True.
He is. I just,
I personally don't think nobody's going to beat that zebra if he makes it back to the Super Bowl. Do the Bills have a chance of beating them? Yes, but it's going to be tough.
I mean, I feel like this is the most beatable Chiefs team for the Bills.
And that's why I said that.
And another thing, the Chiefs, they're not even playing to their full potential. They playing down to their opponents.
And if you notice, like, when it comes to, as far as close matchups, obviously they're 16-1 in close matchups. But like they scored just enough points to just barely beat you. Yeah. Like if you score 30, they're gonna score 33. If you score 14, they're gonna score 17. Like if you score 14, they're gonna score 20. Like it's just they always do just enough to like
They don't
to not have
exert
turnovers.
too much energy into beating you.
Right.
And sometimes that's all you need. Really, all you need. Shit, whoever had the most points, that's who win the game.
But I mean, I just so happen to ask because now that they in, playoff mode and they going back to it's looking like the Arrowhead special. I mean, I don't want to see Josh. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If I feel like I would rather have seen Lamar in the playoffs than Josh. So now that we here,
We both don't agree on that. Let's say this.
Yeah.
I like Lamar. I don't like the team who he played for.
As a Steeler fan.
I mean, obviously they're gonna be in their division, so they're gonna hate.
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. They ain't had to do us how they did us. So that's why I don't like them. They ain't had to do us how they did us.
Come on, y'all. We're gonna be future journalists, man. We gotta give our unbiased opinion.
When it comes to that, it's gonna be very biased.
We gotta be true. We gotta be true to our audience, man. So with that being said, we're gonna take a swing back on the NFC side, and we're gonna talk about the Rams having a tight game, losing to the Philadelphia Eagles by the score of 28-22.
Let's go. Before we get into any of it, I don't know his first name, but that boy Verse. That's how you talk your trash and still back it up. Your team lost. You ain't lose.
I was finna say they lost. Like, what you mean?
But he showed his team lost, but he went out there and gave it his all. Every play, he messed up one time and made up for it after that.
I understand. I mean, I like Jerry Verse coming out of the draft. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely, I think he came out of Florida. I definitely thought the Falcons had a chance to draft him. Florida State, yeah. Excuse me. But I mean, I'm gonna let you go ahead, Mitch. Go ahead before I get my question.
Well, one, shout out to all my Georgia boys on the Eagles, man.
Shout out to
all my Georgia boys on the Eagles, man. That's like Georgia youth for the NFL type shit. But it was a great game. I feel like, of course, quarterback play wise, of course Stafford played better.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But
they got that
at the same time, the Eagles offense, they not really catering directly to Jalen Hurts. They is a run first team, and it works. It showed that it worked that game with Saquon having a big night again, but
a great night.
I mean, a great night. You know
Sean
what I'm
McCoy tweeted, Saquon's rushing for 200 again. And he did.
And he did. So I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You gotta hand that thing off.
It's just the fact that they had the opportunity to beat Fit. All you had to do was keep. I don't say this in a negative way. Saquon was hurt. You keep hitting him, whether he got the ball or not. But they didn't do it. That man still went crazy. Injured. He was injured and still had 200 yards.
I have to say, I mean, it was a good game. I mean, it was definitely great defense being played over and all. Jalen Carter, shout out to New Jersey boys. He was wrecking shop over that whole game. Like, he made that LA offensive line look bad.
Yeah, for sure.
By itself.
As much as I've been hating on the Eagles, man, I gotta give it to Saquon. 26 carries for 205, 2 touchdowns. Like, when you running that good.
That man was smacking his head.
Yeah, you don't really have to do too much. And I mean, granted, two of his rushes made the yards because he had like a 60-yarder and then I went like another 70 or something like that. He had two long rushes. Oh, his longest was 78. Excuse me. So when you got rushes that yard, it's obviously you're not gonna have to do too much. But I mean, Jalen Hurts was 15 for 20 and 128 yards. I really don't think. When you facing competition like Jaden Daniels and whoever you gonna see at the AFC between the Bills and the Kansas City, whoever it's gonna be, you can't keep
just waiting to take one.
Yeah, not somebody just gonna eventually be like, we not gonna let Saquon beat us. Yeah, somebody's gonna take him out the game, and you gonna have to throw.
And that's why I go back to what I said. Saquon was hurt. Keep hitting him.
Yeah. And then and to double back on that, if you look at the carries. Like you said, the big runs made.
Yeah, the big runs made.
Big runs made
for sure. They definitely.
He scored on both of them.
He did score on both of them, but the big runs.
So if he don't get them two, then what?
That's true.
I mean, football is a game of ifs and chances.
It always is.
Football is
At
a game
the halftime, it was 13-10, and it looked like the Rams was finna take off coming out. Puka was looking good. Matthew Stafford, was slinging the ball around.
held to the field goal.
Held to the field. Obviously, like we said, it comes down to turnovers at the end of the day. But I mean, the Eagles, overall, they just have the best team.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And in the team sport, that's just gonna carry you a lot with everything. So I mean, it looked like it's gonna be a pretty good dogfight between the Eagles and the Commanders. Granted, they both out the same division, so they've already seen each other 2 times. And I forgot which one of you guys told me that they had their number, even though they
they tied.
Yeah.
But the Washington
being the most recent.
Like me and you say, this is what have you done for me lately.
Exactly. Recency bias.
Recency bias, but I mean, I think Eagles gonna pull it off. Personally, we'll get into that later in the video. But I mean, Jalen Hurts, my whole thing is just play better, man. I don't even mind that y'all win. Just do a little bit more. You got your receivers on the sideline reading books, and yeah, they ain't gonna care now. But it might turn its head at the most inopportune time, and you don't know that.
Yeah.
With that being said, we gonna go into the top it off for the AFC divisional game. Crazy game, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Baltimore and Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry led Baltimore Ravens losing 25-27. Y'all.
Hey.
Lamar Jackson, man.
Welcome to Cancun, my boy. Welcome to Cancun.
What Patrick Quinn you texting, bro?
Hey, what he say? I got a seat on the jet for you.
I got a seat on the jet.
I got a seat on the jet for you. Welcome to Cancun.
Man.
So all in all, you want to start off?
Yeah, I just let the chat audience, whoever we got watching, I just let y'all know. I sat with these two during that whole game, and I heard them hate. Y'all would never think us as black men would be hating to see another black man win. Obviously, I get it. He's in the division.
Look, ain't even him, right?
It's team.
When you got your niggas dribbling my niggas off the turf, that's when I feel some type of way right here. You know what I'm saying? It was embarrassing.
I know.
It felt good to see them lose.
It felt good to see them lose.
It did.
Not Lamar though.
Yeah. I like Lamar. Honestly, I like Lamar. I like
Likely.
I like Likely. He's tough, but he ain't had to dribble my nigga
Y'all like Mark Andrews?
No.
Hey, Baltimore don't like Mark.
Man, come on, man. Let's go and get us some reviews, man. Who wanna kick it off, man? Who wanna go?
Go ahead, man.
All right, so boom. Honestly, it was a great game in the second half. At first, I thought the Bills was gonna take off on them boys, but the Ravens came back, turned it around, end up bringing it within 2 points.
2 points, yeah.
And I know y'all been seeing everything. Mark Andrews, you gotta catch the ball, man. You gotta catch the ball. I always say this: these boys getting paid millions to do some shit that I would do for free. I'm just saying, but you gotta catch the ball. You gotta catch the ball.
But at the same time, like we just said about the other game,
it was turnovers, mistakes, facts. Because Lamar, interception and a fumble.
You know what I'm saying?
And nobody's saying nothing. I mean, nobody's saying nothing about that. They only talk about that last
you don't think they're talking about Lamar turnovers?
Granted, the interception.
What you saying more though?
I'm definitely. I mean, okay. Like you said, what have you done? Everybody's gonna point to the most recent last play of the game because that could have made.
It's not even the last play.
But
it
should have been it.
Because Mark fumbled too.
He did. He fumbled to drop.
Then dropped the pass.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was a good play by the defense.
It was.
The ball out. So
but hold on.
Hold on to the ball. You're right.
To the ball.
It's playoff football.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, Lamar he had a costly turnover with the interception that didn't turn into points. It just was a turnover. But that fumble turned into 6 points. So they gotta hold on to that ball. Granted, I don't want to see a black man fall, but you can't win on your team. I'm gonna stay biased to that one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stay biased to that one. But other than that, Josh Allen, you played a heck of. You ain't played no outstanding number game, but you didn't play a nasty game. You didn't turn it over. You didn't make mistakes. You made the right plays at the right time, which you're supposed to do. and you showed that this might be your year. You got to go to that Arrowhead and play that Zebra next week. So let's see what you're gonna do. It's on you, brother.
I don't even know where to begin. I really didn't want to see Josh Allen win, but you know, now that he did,
Well, we haters.
hey, you know, I mean, granted, cause I knew he wasn't gonna win the MVP, so he was probably gonna go crazy from the jump anyway. You know, Baltimore, I knew that they was never out of the game, especially coming out that second half. You know, they kept giving the ball to Derrick Henry, and that's when the momentum started building back up. The defense pinned their ears back, and you know, they kept them in the game. I just have to turnovers. Like, he gonna stress it as much as he's gonna do, but I mean, Lamar, you gonna keep doing the same thing in the playoffs. We gonna keep talking about it. Like, it's
every year.
Yeah, and as much as we want to say, oh, it's on Mark, because you do have to hold on to that ball, but hey, brother, you got to make that catch too. Like, that's the catch. I thought if anybody on that team was gonna sail, it might have been Justin Tucker. I did not expect Mark Andrews. I did not expect Mark Andrews to be that guy. But I mean, at the same time, Buffalo defense. Yeah, they was going crazy too.
They was going crazy.
Matt Milano, Russo. I mean,
shout out to DeMar,
Christian Benford. Yeah, DeMar. Everybody. Yeah, they was looking good. I mean,
and then you know the craziest thing though?
What's that?
Like, that was like the biggest team, like one of the greatest team of no names.
Facts.
I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen so many niggas in the 40s with number 40 on making plays like the boys been making.
I mean, the Pro Bowler disparity was 9-2, and the two Pro Bowlers that the Bills had was on the offense. Josh Allen and
James Cook.
No, it wasn't even Cook. It was the tackle.
Deion Dawkins.
Deion Dawkins, yeah. So it's like you said, like that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's addition by subtraction. They got all the big names out of there, and you know they got that cap space to be able to pay Josh. And
He doing what he needs to do.
Hey, those no names making plays. You
are.
gonna know their names coming up soon.
Khalil Shakur, who know that is? Not me.
Shout out Curtis Samuels. Mac, where was this at when you played for the Falcons? We was not getting none of this barefoot energy that you want to be. You want to be in the snow barefoot, but we couldn't.
He come to every game barefoot.
We couldn't get 3 simple catches a game. That's how you want to do this? But I feel you, bro. Go get your ring. Go get your ring. Me personally, I love to hate, but you know that ain't me. So that brings out our divisional round week matchups, and we'd like to again give a shout out to the Washington Commanders, the Kansas City Chiefs, not the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, and the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see y'all in y'all championships. Before we get into next week matchups, we got some crazy big news. We got the Detroit Lions offense coordinator Ben Johnson being hired as the next head coach for the Chicago Bears. Yo, it's within 3 days of the Lions losing.
Yeah.
You know, how y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling about that?
Honestly, I feel like it's a record-breaking pickup from the Bears, but it's a good pickup. You know, a fresh start from a team that showed. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that showed you he can have a great offense.
Right.
He showed you he can get y'all to at least to the divisional round. You know what I'm saying? So to bring him in as a head coach, I feel like offensive-minded head coaches are way better than defensive.
Yeah, especially for young
especially for the young guys, because I mean, who else? Who else gonna really mold them guys? You know what I'm saying? They building the offense around him instead of just having an offense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that was a pretty good pickup. Because honestly, I mean, I think we all thought, coming into his rookie season, Caleb Williams was
gonna be the best quarterback.
One of those, and was in the best situation for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had Swift coming in. You got Keenan Allen. You got Romaduzzi, DJ Moore. You got what they got, Cole Kmet, tight end and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got the names there. You just gotta put it together. And it's not like they didn't have a good season, but they didn't have the worst season.
I say this. They're going to be an offense fun to watch with all those players together, with Caleb being young, and you got all the vets that's there that going to be receivers, and like Moore said, that's his favorite. Like, he loved playing with Caleb. He said that out of his own mouth. I feel like with that coach being over there now,
I think he like playing with Cam Newton more than Caleb Williams. But
that's what he said out of his own mouth. He said,
I get it, but we both know he won't Cam.
I'm going about what the man said out of his own mouth.
He won't Justin.
No.
He ain't
tripping. But yeah, I feel like that's gonna be a fun offense to watch. Do I think they're gonna do anything? No. But I feel like they're gonna be a great offense to watch. You know, just for entertainment purposes, it's gonna bring more fans to the game to watch. Yes, definitely. But we're gonna see how it goes. 2025 to 2026 will be here sooner than we know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, Ben Johnson, obviously he's an offense coordinator, offensive guru. We seen what he did for the Detroit Lions the past 3 years. They've been in top 5 total offense all 3 years. I mean, he's linking up with a number 1 overall pick for a quarterback. You got Rome Odunze and DJ Moore both under contract. We don't know what they're gonna do with Keenan Allen. Hopefully they keep him. They got a potential top 10 to top 5 defense depending on where they at. And they got a number 10 overall pick coming up in the draft with over $60-something million in cap space. So as far as the situation Ben Johnson is getting into, it's a great situation for him. We don't know as far as where he'll be at as far as like a leader of men. But as far as X's and O's, it looks like he's that guy. And also, another thing that y'all got to think about too, they in the division with the Lions.
They are in the division with the Lions.
So taking the offense coordinator away, that's weakening your opponent and getting y'all better.
Yeah. That is true.
I mean, we'll see how they look next year. I mean, they obviously at Cancun with everybody else. So
I'm talking about living it up right now.
Yeah, living it up. So
everybody else cold.
We'll just say shout out to Ben Johnson. And, you know, we'll see what they do for the upcoming years.
Sure.
So with that being said, we're gonna get into next week's matchups. We're gonna start with the NFC side, going into the Eagles and the Commanders, man.
Man, see y'all predictions, man. I got Commanders.
I got Commanders.
I'm going J and
I got JD.
Ooh, I mean, I guess I'm the only person that I just already seen the Eagles do it. I mean, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Lynn got him there before. As much as I want to see Jaden Daniels do something unbelievable in his first year, I'm going Eagles. That's just me personally.
Yeah, that's y'all hear this chat.
Give me y'all like, you know, guess y'all score if y'all had to guess.
38-41.
38-41.
Yeah.
Commanders winning. 41.
Commanders win. 41.
I say 28-24.
28-24.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they both aggressive teams. So I don't know how many field goals gonna be kicked in this game.
Well, let me say this. It depends. Because if it's gonna snow, it's gonna be a low scoring game.
I mean, it's at Philly.
Yeah. Well, if it's snowing, I say 21-18.
21-18. Give me Philly winning 30-24. I feel like Saquon just gonna probably scoop him off one more last minute touchdown that just seal up the game. Yeah.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening.
30-24.
I can see that happening.
And watch this. Bobby Wagner gonna have another great game.
Yeah, he might. You know that they ain't trying to tackle in that snow.
No,
so on the AFC side, we got the number 2 Bills going in the Arrowhead Invitational. Seeing Kansas City. Who y'all got?
I got that zebra. I got Pat Mahomes.
I got Josh.
Come on, man! I need scores, man. Y'all need scores.
I mean that's tough to even think about. I mean,
that might be a shootout.
Whoever win is gonna be by a point. How about that?
Whoever got the ball last.
Whoever got the ball last.
I say that one for sure. I say 41-44. How's going game?
Yeah, we can see another Rams Chiefs from like 20. What year was that? 2019.
Oh yeah, I know.
We can see one of them games.
Yeah, that was like 54-51 or something.
That was one of the greatest games I ever watched. Yeah. If we can have another game like that, which I know we won't, but if we could, you know what I'm saying? I
kind of do think it's gonna be a high scoring, but both of them have good defense.
Exactly. I mean,
yeah,
we already talked about Chiefs defense.
Yeah, the Chiefs. Hey, as much as people do talk about the Chiefs defense, like they don't recognize how good.
I mean, it's
that defense. Like
it's crazy.
I even played Madden based off of their defense coordinator Steve Spagnuolo. The way he sent blitzes, like y'all don't realize if you're under pressure or y'all need a possession or y'all need a down, he's gonna send the blitz. It's coming every time. You don't know where it's coming from. It could be from the corner, from the edge rusher, or he's sending everybody, and you just don't have the time. Steve Spagnuolo, man.
Yeah, he's a dog for real.
Me personally, give me Chiefs over Bills. It's high scoring. Give me 35. Give me 35-32. I like that.
32. I like that score too.
Yeah, I kind of.
I say 41-44.
41-44. Still about a field goal. We got it within like a field goal type of game.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. It ain't gonna be no.
You know I never win a blowout. I just keep it close until the end.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So that's capping off the NFL for this past week and week up to come. So the next segment we gonna get into y'all today is Money Junkies Money Line. Y'all, we'd like to ask that y'all definitely get on his ass whether he's losing or winning, and y'all let us know how his picks coming in. So with that being said, Money Junkie, let's get into it. What picks we got for this week?
Alright, y'all, we on prize picks tonight, and I'm taking Jay and Daniel. If they got his passing yard, it's at a discount for 0.5, so you know he gonna get more than that. So that's obviously a more. I got Terry McLean for anytime touchdown.
He never say his name right. He never say his name right.
Either way, y'all know. I know I'm finna get this one wrong. Austin Eckler get his.
You got that one right.
Oh,
that's right.
Take his rushing yards more. It's at 21.5. Take the more. And Saquon Barkley for 2 receptions. It's at 2. Take the more. He's gonna hit that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Wilson, I'm gonna hop on the picks with you next one when we do it. So we both got something going. But with that, y'all, that concludes another episode of this week's Conversation Junkies. Again, it's your boy Blue. It's your boy
Money Junkie.
It's your boy Money Making Mitch.
Money Making Mitch. We got some money makers in here. Conversation Junkie Specialist. And again, we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to this week's episode. We'll ask again that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And tune in for all music and entertainment videos, anything we got coming. Let's get it. Let's go. Love y'all. Peace out.
Yeah.